move, I can't. Stay there! I'm on my way. Try not to get. Enemy located. Put that ass over the shield. Got him. Gotta find better cover. They took him out. You're dead. They got one of ours. Give me another blade.
System malfunctioning.
Go, go, go.
Vital signs critical. System back online.
On the way. Engaging. Yes, I'm set up. Going ahead. Contact here.
Watch your fire corridor.
I don't.
Jammer, out. Get past that shield. Tango's got it. I got one right over there.
System disrupted.
You're dead.
System restored.
Don't get caught between them. Tango
System
found.
malfunctioning.
What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be the Galvanized Scorpion build. We're going to be featuring the Scorpio shotgun, which you get from level 55 of the pass in Season 4. So make sure you guys go and do that. Grind it out. get it as quick as you can because it is really, really good. And this has now replaced my Lady Death as the best close range weapon. They have changed it and slightly nerfed it. So let's get into the weapon itself quickly and explain that change before we get into the build, because a lot of people, well, myself included, use Eclipse Protocol or stacked status effect with this gun, and you could disorient them, shock them for so long. It made content too easy in this game. You'd run through legendary content, summit mode, and then you would go and put the enemies on shock and disorient for over 15 seconds, and it would just make the content too easy because the gun dishes out big damage. So they have changed it. As you can see, duration of status effect is based on percentage of pellets hit on applying shot. So the big circle, the reticle of this shotgun, the more pellets you hit each shot, the longer the status effect will last for. It no longer stacks with just stacking status effect on your build. So I tried this with a maxed out status effect build with the Eclipse Protocol, and it made no difference to a build that I'm using now, which has no status effect. So just remember that, keep that in mind, because increasing status effect will not increase the duration of the status effects on the weapon. It is just how many pellets you hit on each shot. So let's get into the specialization before we get into the build. You can use whatever specialization you want. I have gone for Firewall. Reason being is because I get this beautiful striker shield, which allows me to increase my damage quite a bit to NPCs, and it gives my teammates damage to them as well if they are standing behind my shield. It is indicated by like a light wave. You can see these two indicators. It's like two lines, and it creates a field in front of you and behind you. So just tell your teammates, because it does give them damage as well. It's based on the number of enemies in front of the shield. So the more enemies, the more damage. It's a very, very good shield, and I recommend it for any kind of close range build where you need to whip out your shield to save you. So it does work playing solo and with a team, which is a great thing about it. Also, you put the NPCs on burn when your armor breaks, which is great. It is disabled in PvP, just remember that. Make sure you guys have shotgun damage on, because obviously we are using a shotgun. Then we have a bit of a few other things like burn duration, which does help if you are playing solo and the NPC flanks you in the back, because this build is going to be great for the most difficult content in the game, especially legendary missions. This is still makes mincemeat of those missions, so you will go through the missions and the summit very easily. This build is perfect for summit solo runs, if I'm honest, guys. That's how I use it. It's very effective. So make sure all of this is activated. The armor kit is the best armor kit in the game. 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds. That's why I really do like this specialization. Gunner would be good as well for more weapon handling, and you would also get extra ammo and armor on kill, which could be potentially better for certain people. Remember, my builds are always templates for you guys to work upon. Adapt them to suit your own playstyles, so you can decide what you want. Out of the two, I would say for me, Firewall's best for a bit extra damage, but Gunner could have more utility for armor kits, giving you weapon handling and armor on kill. It's completely up to you and your playstyle, or if you want to use Demolitionist and ignore explosions every 60 seconds, there's a few things to keep in mind. So once you've decided on your specialization, let's get into the build itself. Rush NPCs, close range combat. Now the best thing about this build is it works perfectly with Hunter's Fury. So we want to make sure our critical hit chance is 60%, because the gun does roll with crit damage, and the more crit damage, the more damage we get from our crits, which is obvious, but some people might not understand that. So we have got 60% crit chance from this. I think about 90% crit damage, even though the main focus of this build is utility from the status effect from the weapon and the damage, which is quite huge for this weapon. I think I'm hitting large amounts of damage. So currently it's 934k base, and this goes up a lot, especially when Hunter's Fury is activated. So let's go through the weapon first, and then we'll go into detail for this build. So we've got 1.3 million armor, Scorpio shotgun. So we've got shotgun damage to armor, and critical hit damage. I've re-rolled this a couple times, finally got it quite decent. Septic shock, shooting a target applies stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. 1 is poison, so one shot equals poison. 3, disorient, which will be proccing Galvanize all the time, and it refreshes. That's what makes it so good. The 6th one is the best for coming across dogs or those drones or mini tanks rolling around. You absolutely destroy those electronics, guys. It's really easy. Drones, any kind of robot dog will absolutely get blitzed by you, because you'll put them on the shock, and then it's just an easy couple taps and they are down. So this is where it gets interesting. So 7 shots. This is why this build is so good against all types of NPCs, is even the tanks, like the bosses. So target takes additional 20% damage. This is when you hit them 7 times. Stacks no longer increase, but that is 20% extra damage, which is huge. Already we are stacking so much. Like I mentioned earlier, remember that your duration of status effect is only based on how many pellets you hit each time you actually apply it with that shot. So just remember that, guys. Right, so let's go through the pieces. So we have got the, well, actually, you know, secondary weapon, you can use whatever you want, and pistol. It really doesn't matter. It's completely up to you guys. So Hunter's Fury. So it's important to note that we have disorient for the 3-shot. Hunter's Fury actually does disorient the enemies as well. So killing a debuff enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters, which is really, really good. So it kind of like, it synergizes really well. But the main point of this is because we get shotgun damage, SMG damage, because obviously we're using a shotgun, armor on kill 20%, and health on kill, which is why we can be so aggressive. We do get extra armor on kill. Now, there are various ways of adding more armor on kill, but I don't think it's necessary. We have enough. I'll showcase how much we actually have shortly. So enemies within 50 meters, which they will be at all times because we want to make sure Intimidate is giving us all that damage, receive a debuff amplifying weapon damage against them by 20%. Remember, guys, from the 7 shots of that Scorpion shotgun that we're using, that's going to be 40% damage just from that. Killing a debuff enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. That is 25%, which is huge. So the damage numbers are going to be amazing. A lot of the times, I'll see a golden legendary NPC. He'll pop up and I'll be like, oh, I'm in trouble. And I will one-shot him in the face. It's quite spectacular when you stack all of this damage. So definitely give this a try. You'll be amazed at how much damage you can acquire. And I personally think I might even increase my armor. If you put 1.8 million armor, or even 2 million armor on this build, I think you could still get lots of damage and receiving so much armor from that Galvanized talent on our bag. So what I've done is rolled crit chance and crit damage on every piece. So we got the 4-piece right there, as I explained. Now, moving on to the other brand sets, just to give you an explanation of how it's working. So what happens is we have the Backpack Badger Tough, which gives us shotgun damage. Galvanize is incredibly strong. Memento is very good, but the Memento, I believe, is best used with other gear sets, and those videos will be coming out. I will be dropping them this week, so, well, even this weekend, guys, so just stay tuned for that. Now, I do know a lot of people might want to use the Memento. You can, but just trust me, you want to give Galvanize a try. So applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 40% of your armor as bonus armor. That is 40% of 1.3 million armor, and this is the best thing about it. It lasts for 10 seconds, which means Intimidate will be procced, and that's within 20 meters. So even at range, you can still keep getting your armor back. And the greatest thing about this is it instantly refreshes. So if we shoot an NPC and get the armor buff, and they take away our armor and shoot another NPC 3 times, we get the armor back instantly, which is why it is so good. And to be honest, I believe it's better than what's Adrenaline Rush. I think it's better than that, because Adrenaline Rush, you get 20% bonus over 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So that is 60%, but the cooldown is 5 seconds. Now, I do believe that this is even better because you can get it from longer ranges. So you have to be within 10 meters. We have to be within 20 meters of the enemy, and it doesn't matter how many NPCs are there. You don't have to make sure you're within it, because with Galvanized, with Adrenaline Rush, you get 20% bonus armor, but most of the time there won't be more than 1 or 2, maybe max 3, so you might be lucky and get that stack. But once they're gone, then that armor is actually removed, whereas with Galvanize, it's 40% unlimited. It's unlimited. Now, it lasts for 10 seconds as well, which is nice. I mean, that's quite a significant amount of time. That's actually better than some of the other gear sets that give you armor kits. System Corruption, that's actually quite better, significantly better, so that's why I prefer it. So what System Corruption does is it gives you bonus and hides your nameplate. This is only 5 seconds, so you can imagine, I mean, it's quite a decent talent. I think a lot of people don't realize how good it is. The best way to explain it is just give it a try. I can't really explain it too well, because you need to go and try it for yourself. I've tried Memento, I've tried Adrenaline Rush, but this just feels better and easier to use, because like I said, if your armor gets depleted, you can get it back whenever you want, as long as you can hit those 3 shots. So there are various ways you can put this build, but like I said, I will bring a whole bunch of variations of this with this shotgun, so don't you worry. So we have got the 4-piece Hunter's Fury. Let's just go through the other pieces as well. So we've got reds, weapon damage, crit chance. You can add more armor, which will increase the percentage base of Galvanize, which means you get way more armor. It's going to be worth your while, and you'll still be able to do damage. It's up to you to gauge how much armor you put on this build, really. The gloves, again, weapon damage, crit chance. Knee pads, we have got armor and crit chance once again. And then obviously let's move on to the 2 pieces. So the chest piece is going to be Cheska. Reason being is because we get extra crit chance, because I want to be able to be critting a lot of the time. 60% of the time is better than about 20-30 without using it, so it really does help me. So Intimidate, make sure you guys have this, because every time Galvanize is up, which will be all the time, you have bonus armor, which means you get 35% amplified damage, which is really, really nice. I put crit damage mods on everything. So crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. Just make sure that you have 60% crit chance. It depends on your pieces and how well your rolls are on your each attribute. So got weapon damage, hazard protection. I wish this was crit damage, but hey, I can't have the perfect pieces. The one piece, obviously the crit chance, which gets us to that beautiful 60. Then with the backpack, we've got Badger Tough once again. Like I said, Galvanized, very, very nice. Crit chance, armor regen, which I'd rather have crit damage, but the armor value is quite decent anyway, so that's pretty good. Statistics, let's have a look. So we are hitting high numbers, so 60% crit chance, 90% crit damage. Headshot damage, not bad. 12% armor damage is quite nice. If you want to add Contractor's Gloves and switch it up, there are many ways you can put this build. Like I said, guys, just play around with it. I'm sure you'll have a good time. Then we have here, you could pause the video. I'll just show a few of these things. So we do have 257,000 armor on kill, which is quite nice, I'm not going to lie. Then skill haste, all the skills, it doesn't really matter. Let's just quickly explain why I'm using the defender drone. This just allows me to get up close to the NPCs. This mitigates the damage that they output, so it's very, very strong. If you do want to use a memento bag, which you can, you put this drone on, it increases the health, which makes it even stronger, but you can do that if you want to. Then the shield, we have got this beautiful shield. Make sure you guys modify this, because the damage will actually increase your damage. So 5% damage bonus per enemy, which is very, very good. And make sure you have got this shield on, because it won't work with the other shields. So just a quick little side note. Like I said before, Memento would be good with this build. Like I said, I've tried it. But what happens is when you kill an enemy and you pick it up, it's only 10% bonus armor. You do get weapon damage, which is also good, but the problem is when you stack it up, the long-term buffs don't really activate Intimidate as much. That's what I found. I have Intimidate more of the time with Galvanize, and I have way more armor than this can ever give me. So it makes up the utility. So this could be more for a hybrid build, in my opinion. But like I said before, this is going to pair with something completely different, which I will release soon. So let me know what you guys think of this build. I absolutely love it. I love the way that Galvanize synergizes with this weapon. It's really, really nice. And Intimidate just gives us such high numbers, and we can blitz through content, legendary content with these. So yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing everyone in the next video. Peace out, guys.